A Science of Change, podcasting by Gilmore Crosby, social scientist, author, and organization development professional since 1984. Greetings, this is Gil Crosby with you once again, and today my very special guest is my Uncle Lew Frees, who is another organization development professional. It runs in the family. And so we're just going to chat about his life and his work and his book. And so how are you, Louis?
Doing pretty good. I'm still doing my inner work every day. My meditation, my connecting with other people, both who are alive and who have died before. So yeah, I'm feeling good.
Nice, and you're 89.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get 90 till April 6th of next year.
Okay, so you got some time to be 89.
Yeah.
That's great. So, I wanted to start a little bit with sort of like family of origin stuff. So talking about your father and my mother, who was, of course, your sister. And so, like, what's some of your earliest memories of Mom?
One of my great memories of her was connecting with her both before she died and after she died, and having a couple other people connect with her also. And like both my wife and daughter were working with each other on a Ouija board.
Okay, I remember those.
And the Ouija board, the person who was moving the thing around the board, of course, was the person who was no longer there, always. It was their job to always ask that person's name. And she said, "Oh, well, yeah, my name is Elva." And they didn't recognize the name Elva. So they told me about it, and I said, "Yeah, that's my mother." It really was a big discovery for them. And for me, that moment was she was being physical in terms of operating a Ouija board and so forth, and at the same time was both here in a body and there out of body. And you could tell the difference between the way she thought about life, the way she made sense out of life, in both of those forms. It was a very, very powerful experience for me, because I really got a sense of how when you're on the next phase, you're no longer in your body. You have a kind of set of insights that are different from. They're more advanced in my mind than the invites become when you're just when you're still in your body and you're talking to somebody, no matter what the topic is. So it was a great moment, a very insightful moment for me, about just the makeup of how we are, who we are, and how we are where we are.
Like the soul continuing on.
Pardon?
The soul continuing even when the body is gone. Well, that's a very hopeful thing. You mentioned before we started recording how strongly for you the presence is of the people who have passed on, and I share that. I share the presence of Mom still being with me, and Dick, her wonderful husband, and so many others. Yeah. Your mother, I didn't know her as well, but now I'm thinking about the root cellar and how we'd get to the like Cleveland area or Ohio at least and go for Thanksgiving one year and how exciting it was to get to your parents and go down into the root cellar and where there was endless amounts of soda pop waiting for us. Which is part of the reason why I need to have a root canal coming up on one of my molars, no doubt. But that was good. That was a loving environment.
The nice thing about it, and I can tell you're working the same way in a lot of ways. Um, you can have a connection with those people long after they're dead. Yep.
Moved away for a second because I'm grabbing your father's harmonica, which I was so glad to inherit by just by asking him if I could have it. And so here it is. It's unusual. It's extra long. It's not like most harmonicas. And I've searched for lessons on this on YouTube and so on, and I can't find anyone teaching how to play this type of harmonica. But in all my workshops now, when I'm calling people back from conversations and so on, I blow grandfather's harmonica, and people love it. That it's in the family, so it immediately is a connection with the people that we're working with.
Yeah, yeah. Great.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to add? I mean, your father, he ended up moving to Idaho, and he was a pastor. And God is good is whenever I say that, which is daily, I think I'm channeling him. I think he said that pretty much no matter what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was an optimistic spirit.
He really was one who connected with people of other churches, kinds of churches.
Mm-hmm.
And friends service. The Friends, for example.
There's a lot of Quakers around here where I live.
Yeah, yeah. And so he and I would go to one of their church sessions every once in a while. And they were particularly, as you probably recognize if you go to their stuff, very authentically learning how to stay absolutely open with love. They're very loving people.
Yep.
Of each other and anybody else.
Yeah, and anti-war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very accepting.
Yeah.
Yeah, my neighbor sent her son to a Quaker high school actually, because she felt it was the best atmosphere in here in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. Yeah, they still have a presence. Here we lose the audio for a moment while Uncle Louie talked about the fact that there were wars going on when he was a teenager and he was possibly going to be drafted.
Teenager. My father was, of course, saying no way. We're not in the business of trying to learn how to kill each other. And so he was ready to move if they were trying to get me to, they were trying to come out and say, okay, you got to be a part of our entree and join us. Mm-hmm. And he was ready to say, we're going to Mexico or whatever. The wonderful thing is that they took me medically and looked at me and got to my feet, and they discovered I had flat feet, and that kept me from being put from them trying to make a soldier out of me.
Yeah. Okay. Drafted. You're 8 years younger than Dad. That must have been like maybe the Korean War, or?
I'm trying to think of what war that was. It probably was, yeah.
Yeah, it had to be after World War II. I don't think you were old enough in World War II.
But that was him,
Yeah. Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Well, what about? I want to get to your OD career. You've crafted a whole OD career. It's funny. It's like parallel to Dad's career, but you guys were pretty independent of each other. You created your own thing, and of course, I've followed in Dad's footsteps. But just going back to Mom, just for a minute, so she was your older sister?
No.
Younger.
She was my younger sister.
Okay.
I mean, she was older than me, but she had a sister that was older than her.
Okay, so she was older than you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you the only one left in this physical realm, Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great family, and of course, there's all the offspring. There's a whole heap of cousins and so on. Yeah. I know some of them still. Well, so anything else about Mom? Any other memory of like when she was younger?
She was a very loving person.
Mm-hmm.
Loved to cook and all kinds of stuff. We had a basement there in that particular house that I'm thinking about, and she'd be canning stuff all the time as stuff got ripened, because we grew things there too. My dad did, and one time she was starting down the stairs from the first floor to the basement, which is where all the canning was going on, and she tripped and fell, and her leg caught between two of the steps and broke it.
Yikes.
Yeah. And I saw her there, and so we got help quickly and got her to the doctor, and then she was living in bed for quite a while on the first floor there in the living room. But she was so uncomplaining about things that would happen,
Yeah.
She accepted it.
That was true throughout her life.
Yeah. So that's one of my memories of her. But her and my father used to go on a trip in the summertime when I was a teenager, and I would stay there at home living in a tent. In fact, I lived in a tent all summer each year during those years in the side yard. And
nice.
And I used to get teased a little bit because out right at the front of the tent, there was this curve of dead grass that was there. That was me. Anytime I had to go to the toilet, instead of going in the toilet, I just...
So the grass grew.
The grass right in front of me died.
Oh, it died. Okay.
Yeah, I was killing it. I didn't realize it until I really started paying attention to it big time. It was a nice little half circle there.
Too much watering.
You got it.
That's funny. Well, feel free to throw in anything else like that pops to mind. But tell me about your approach to OD in your book.
The core underlying approach is to teach people and connect people with their inner selves and their love, and learn how to be that love no matter what the situation is, no matter where they are in the organization. And so it wasn't just a piece of do this, then you do that, then you do this, then you do that. What you do inside toward the other people, and how you, instead of coming at them with judgment, are coming at them with love, helping them find that same love in themselves in an organization.
Nice.
Yeah.
Reminds me of, in a way, that like the T group work we do is
Yeah,
really about helping people set aside the like the persona, the pretending to, like, hiding yourself, trying to impress everybody, and instead really connect to people, and also be true to yourself about what you care about and what you want in the organization, and what
yeah,
yeah, and to get off the judging, or at least believing your judgments,
yeah.
certainly the negative ones.
Yeah, we did went to that Eagle training.
Uh-huh. Hi, listener. My apologies. There's some distortion. Louis talking over the phone for this interview. Here he was talking some about my father bringing T group information back to a church camp they both worked at.
I really, I think he brought back to Camp Wanakee, which is where we were both working. A lot of really good stuff came back. He wasn't trying to make Wanakee into what a T group per se. Um, he was instead um, focused on teaching people how to connect with each other in a
Sure.
deep way and love. And of course, there are a lot of qualities to love. Um, and although he didn't speak much to this, one of the things that I focus a lot on is the power of subliminal communication and how people pick up what's going on inside of me or them.
Mm-hmm.
And they,
Through, like, body language and.
well, subliminal, um, yeah, body language is a part of it, but it's possible to send subliminal communication to another person without talking to them at all. They could be around the world and they're picking it up without talking about it. And I think I have some of the research about that in the book.
Could be how we got into this conversation today.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, anyway, um, what I was really focusing on was okay, it isn't just you do this and then that and then this and that. As though if you could just learn this series of uh,
Techniques, or.
techniques,
Yeah.
that'll do it. But it doesn't. One of my favorite stories is the one about the dogs, because they pick it up too. Um, and there was one of the people who did a little bit of the writing about this kind of thing. Um, said he found two people, each of whom had a dog, and he could always tell when the master of the dog was coming home, because the dog had a sequence of activities that went through when the master made the decision, even though the master wasn't even there yet. And people looked at that and they thought, well, that's just timing, okay? So what they decided to do, okay, let's just see if that's timing, or whether there's a kind of communication that's going on that's subliminal. So they had the dog, had the master take the dog to an extrinsic place, an outside place. And another person there in the house, um, let's see, I guess it would, maybe, yeah. Um, the other person in the house watched the dog at the house,
Mm-hmm.
and discovered that the dog started through its own thing every time the master made the decision that he was coming home.
Interesting.
And they got the master to they told him, okay, now I want you to come home, decide to come home at a different time than you've ever decided to come home before.
Mm-hmm.
And don't say anything verbal about it. Just write it down. Okay. Okay. So the master was at an extra place and made the decision to come home and the time. And the person who was watching the dog at home identified when the dog started to go through its circle of activities to get ready. And no matter when the master decided to come home, it was when he or she made the decision within themselves that they were coming home, and that it could have been 2 hours later than the day before, but as soon as they made the decision, the dog started doing its exercise.
Interesting.
Yeah. And they enlarged that kind of study to where they had people in France and people in the United States working with rats and all kinds of things, finding out that that subliminal communication is fast and complete and even happened around the globe. Now, that's a pretty powerful thing to think about when you're thinking about what's going on in the damn world today with a president, who's really in bad shape.
Yeah, intolerant of others.
Yeah. So anyway, that was one of the things, we worked on within an organization. So you can have an impact on not only your client, but other people in the organization. And the way you think about them has an impact.
Sure.
And they pick it up subliminally. And they might learn how to smile, and doesn't matter. They still have picked up the other, and they don't even know they've picked it up. That's the interesting thing. So, anyway, that's
certainly, emotions spread.
Yeah.
It's right now. There's certainly a lot of fear in our culture, for instance.
Right. Yeah. I meditate every day on a whole series of subjects. But one of them is creating unity within our country, and having people who are people of color, different heritages, different kinds of responsibility and living characteristics connecting with each other.
It sounds very Buddhist.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly like.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Thich Nhat Hanh, who has passed on, but was a Buddhist monk from Vietnam who was there during the Vietnam War, spent his life, meditating on peace globally, absolutely. And forgiveness.
Yeah.
And then, of course, teaching about it also. Well, what's the name of your book?
It's called Aligned. Great leaders transform the workplace and themselves.
Nice. I've got it on Kindle. And like I said, this was so spontaneous. I haven't refreshed my memory about it. But that's it. Aligned. How great leaders.
It's not aligned in the past tense. It's aligned.
Okay, Aligned.
Yeah.
By Lew Frees.
Collaboration of Lew Frees.
Nice.
She collaborated in a lot of ways.
Nice, and no doubt you can find it on Amazon.
Yeah.
I know I got it. That's where I got it. So.
Yeah.
So you were working right up until the current administration came into power. You were actually working in a government agency, if I'm not mistaken, in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, EPA.
The EPA.
Yeah.
They're certainly under siege.
Yeah. They were just in the process of, they were going to put a follow-up contract, a 4-year kind of contract, because I had done a 1 year, and I had.
And they were happy with it.
They were very happy with it.
Yeah.
And, but they couldn't do it once Trump came on.
Yeah. Yep. Not a lot of development going on.
No. That's why what we're doing is really important.
Yeah, it really is. But you are still an active guy and willing to help organizations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so is Ann.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And so if anyone listens to this and wants to get a hold of you, I will just put them in touch. I don't know if you have a website or something.
Yeah, a website, but it's not anything magical.
Okay. Well, I can just get them to you. You're magical.
Yeah. It's a magician to recognize it, but it's the other person who's also magical.
Yeah, well, that's sweet. Thank you. I'm a proud nephew.
Proud to have you as a nephew, I'll tell you.
Thanks.
I really appreciate you.
Well, that's a nice note to perhaps wrap up on, but is there anything else you want to tell the world?
Right now, that's enough. I think different people in the world that are interested in taking this and how you go into depths with it. That's what we're in the process of always teaching people when they wanted to.
Sure.
So, for example, one of the reasons I had to change my time today is Ann was lined up with one of the people at EPA who had been at EPA, who, when all this crap started, they had to reduce a little bit, and he was ready to retire anyway, so he retired from EPA, but he kept in touch with us. And that's the kind of thing that happens.
That's sweet. And I know for myself, I talk to anybody that wants to talk. I don't charge them. If it gets into some kind of regular thing, sure. But I'm just welcoming anyone. And I imagine that you're the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Although we have people that sign up for on coaching process and pay something to us for that.
Cool.
To do that.
Sure.
That keeps us alive.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. That's important.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I love you.
I love you.
And I'm glad we finally did this.
Thanks for doing it and putting up with my fussing around trying to get it at the right time.
No worries. No worries. And hopefully Lisa and I will get down there. She says hello, by the way. Hopefully we'll get down there and take a road trip finally and find you. Louis said that would be great. Didn't pick it up on audio. And he continued.
You think we're ready to learn what we teach? That's great.
Cool. Well, hopefully this recording will help do that, Louis. So
yeah.
I keep calling you Louis. That's my habit. All right.
Yeah, I went through a series of Louis. The first was Little Louis.
Yeah, you were Little Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, look, I think that's a wrap. So thank you, audience, and thank you, Uncle Lew.
Anytime.
I'm going to stop the recording. Take care, everyone. Hey, I appreciate you listening. This, again, is Gil Crosby, and I want you to take advantage of what's available to you. I have many free materials. I am happy to talk to people about their situations, especially if you're trying to create change, either social change or organization change. We have frequent workshops that are available, T group workshops. If you have never been in a T group with us, then don't miss it in your life. Many people have said to me, of all the trainings I've ever received, I got this one 30 years ago, and it's the only one that stuck with me. You're learning from your actual interactions with the other participants and with the faculty. The faculty are walking the same talk that they're teaching of behavioral skills. It's a training workshop. That's what the T stands for. This is done in the spirit of the creation of T groups by Kurt Lewin and his associates. It's for groups. It's for teams. That's how it was originally designed. It is a opportunity to learn about theory and put it directly into practice. Again, the original design, you learn things and then you put them into practice. It was not just all ambiguity, which is how some T groups, most are led today, where the faculty hardly says anything. That's not how this is designed. So join us for that. There's always workshops. There's the Leadership Institute of Seattle, a 2-year program where you will learn from T groups and learn how to do all the organization development work that my father designed, most of it, and I continue that practice alongside my brother Chris and many other associates. So don't be a stranger. There's a lot going on. It's always changing. So be in touch, and it's on the website, crosbyod.com. I look forward to working with you in your organization or as you pursue things like reducing gun violence and decreasing racism in our society. Whatever your goals are, the social science of Kurt Lewin guides how to achieve those goals in a reliable way. And so that's what I apply and practice every day. And I invite you to do the same. Together, we can create high productivity and morale in organizations. We can create stronger foundations for democracy. We can create a better world.